They look at offshore wind power, ship recycling, green shipping, and using LNG, liquid natural gas, as a fuel. This is just a picture from the US Geological Survey of the Arctic resources. And the US Geological Survey estimates there are 90 billion barrels of oil, technically recoverable oil, that is, 1,670 trillion cubic feet of natural gas, and 44 billion barrels of natural gas liquids. Nobody owns the Arctic region, but Russia, Norway, and Canada and Denmark are trying to lay claim to certain territories in the Arctic region. There are, of course, environmental concerns and a lack of experience of drilling in that area. Moving on to the maritime industry in India. India has a large but disorganized ship repair market, and its estimated value is $500 million. The overall shipbuilding has an estimated value of around $20 billion by 2020. These principles for doing business in India were taken from UK Trade and Industry, a report that the UK Trade and Industry did. So they are suggesting to be proactive in pursuing business opportunities, take a long-term view, carry out your basic research and gain information on doing business in India, seek specialist advice from trade associations, appoint a carefully selected agent in India, ensure that you've obtained all the necessary approvals from Indian government, transfer the latest technology, techniques and principles, install quality systems, and investigate the possibility of getting your raw materials sourced locally. Looking at the industry in Russia, traditionally Russia has built naval vessels, and therefore they have almost no commercial shipbuilding capability. And they're looking up to build up their commercial capability in shipbuilding. A lot of the machinery and equipment on board Russian ships is 20 to 30 years old, so there are opportunities there for equipment suppliers, equipment manufacturers. And the shipbuilding industry requires 1,400 commercial vessels in the period up to the year 2020. This is a list of the vessels required by Russia to the year 2020. And don't forget too that there is a leisure boat market in Russia, which was valued at 189 million US in the year 2008. Last year, the share of Russian buyers for yachts for the whole market was 25%. And entry via the market is usually via a distributor or by appointing a sales representative. There are, of course, some challenges to working in Russia. The country spans 11 time zones. There may be some issues with the logistics infrastructure, and intellectual property rights can be a problem. Looking at the industry in Brazil, Many companies are increasing their presence in Brazil to take advantage of the growing offshore industry. There is a lack of repair infrastructure, and there's an opportunity there as the number of vessels operating increases. Of course, this last point applies generally, that marine equipment comprises about 40% of the value of a ship. This is a list of things. Again, this was taken from the UK Trade and Investment, a presentation which I didn't myself see. But these are the items of equipment that for which there's no local production. So we've got submersible cargo pumps, propellers, main and auxiliary engines, integrated navigation bridges, azimuth propulsion systems, radar systems, oil spill recovery systems, tank cleaning systems, vertical steam turbines, and voyage data recorders. So there's quite a big hole there that needs to be filled. This shows the Brazil ship orders compared with world ship orders. So you can see that in some ship categories they have quite a high percentage of the world ship orders. And this is the same information but in more detail. I didn't know if you'd be able to read that or not. Moving on to offshore wind power, the UK has stated a need for 33 gigawatts of installed wind power by 2020, and they have also set aside £60 million for establishing world-class offshore manufacturing infrastructure. And that's just in England. There are separate agreements in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The opportunities in offshore wind are that there are a lack of installation vessels, a lack of skilled personnel, as is common in the maritime industry, a lack of infrastructure. Offshore blades, as we probably know, are larger than onshore blades, and so there'll be transportation issues there. And there's a limited availability of turbine components. Looking at ship recycling, the International Convention for Safe and Environmentally Sound Recycling of Ships is likely to come into force shortly, within the next few years. And there will be a demand for UK flagged ships to be recycled in Europe. We do have an aging European fishing fleet, as well as an aging inland waterway fleet. And there's a tremendous opportunity for the recycling of oil rigs. Green shipping is a rather broad term, but that is covering things like gas emissions, waste disposal, bilge water treatment, black wastewater treatment, grey wastewater, ballast water management, underwater coatings, and some of the legislation and some of the issues can be found in the Green Technology Book produced by the European Marine and Equipment Council. Lastly, using liquid natural gas as a fuel. There are vessels at the moment, obviously, using liquid natural gas. Apart from the tankers, some Norwegian ferries are using liquid natural gas. There is a bit of a catch-22 situation because ship owners are reluctant to invest in a liquid natural gas operated ship without the infrastructure being in place, and there's unlikely to be an infrastructure without the ships who are going to use it. But we'll see whether that changes over the coming years. There are obvious benefits to using liquid natural gas, most obviously in reduction in various emissions. That is the end of my slideshow, and I hope that's given you an overview of some of the innovation that's going on at the moment within Europe, and also some of the opportunities for internationalization. At SSA, I guess it's the same in AIN, we find that our members come from quite a broad range of industries, some of them more or less connected with maritime. And so I've given quite a broad brush view of internationalization opportunities. Thank you for your attention.